Alright, what's up y'all? This is West to East Quest and I'm Igor and this is Istanbul, one of the greatest cities in the world. On this channel I explore everything connected to the East. In this video we're going to be checking out some of the key places in Istanbul and I'm going to show you how life is like. And hit that like button, subscribe, and welcome to the great city, one of my favorite cities, Istanbul. Welcome to Istanbul. Istanbul is economic, financial, cultural center of Turkey, and it's also the country's biggest city with a population of 50 million people. Well, actually it's more like 20 million people. It's one of the largest cities in Europe and actually one of the largest cities in the world. I think it's the number one in Europe. Second is Moscow, the great city of Moscow. A lot of people assume that Istanbul is the Turkey's capital, but it's actually not. It's Ankara, which is eastwards from here. This is the cultural capital of Istanbul and the biggest city. Actually, this is a unique place because it's located on both sides of Europe and Asia, one of the rare cities in the world to do so. You can actually see from Bosphorus, you can see actually Asia with your own eyes, and the opposite. It takes you just a few minutes, tens of minutes to travel to Asia or back to Europe side of Istanbul. But check it out. Actually, all the best locations, as this Istiklal, the best. I mean, the tourist favorite places are located on the Europe side of Istanbul, like this here, Istiklal Street, which is, as you can see, it's crazy, buzzing with life. So the difference is this is like all the cultural locations are here on the European side, and on the Asian side it's more like a residential places, but I actually like it a lot. But anyways, most of y'all go to a European place. That's what's going on. The city is steep with deep history, of course, and this city is like starting off right away from the Byzantine era. It's adorned with mosaics and frescoes, and it has magnificent mosques decorated by sky-high minarets. The city just takes you over in each and every step of the way, believe me. And the Istiklal, of course, is one of the touristic locations, but I'm sure you're gonna love any place you go to outside the most popular locations that tourists love. You can go from Istiklal to Taksim, you can go to all around this Beyoğlu area, you can go to Ortaköy to check out the beautiful mosque over there, the bridges, the Bosphorus. You can go to Asian side. Simply amazing. So one of the favorite places in Istanbul is of course the Beyoğlu area. And this is Istiklal Street. It has the popular Galata Tower located in this area, and of course also the one of the big centers, Taksim. You can call Beyoğlu as a beating heart of Istanbul, and its main street, Istiklal Caddesi, is visited by millions every day by millions. Imagine that. So without a doubt, it's the center of the city's nightlife. Beyoğlu remains the vibrant, active area defined by its majestic array of historic buildings, churches and arcades. And the back streets are still loaded with bars, cafes, restaurants and all sorts of places. Beyoğlu is located in the north side of Golden Horn. The district was opened to settlement by the Byzantine emperors in the 5th century and was called Pera, meaning the opposite shore. In the 14th century, the Genoese walled the district and built Galata Tower, which is still the symbol of the district today. In the 15th or 16th century, the name Beyoğlu to be used from the name of a prince living there in a palace. In 1700, Beyoğlu expanded towards the two sides of Tunnel and Galatasaray of today. In the 19th century, Beyoğlu became the international commercial and cultural center. In the second half of the century, the area between Galatasaray in Taksim grew and became an area of rich. Beyoğlu was the first area to develop its modern infrastructure such as tramway, gas line and water lines. The first electrical tramway connected Beyoğlu and Şişli in 1913. So we are gonna go to Taksim actually right now, which is a huge center in Beyoğlu. And Taksim district is also located in Beyoğlu. That district and square was named this because it was the center of where Galata and Beyoğlu water was distributed. Today the Statue of Republic in the middle of the square is used as a parade area. Taksim is also a great cultural, entertainment and shopping area. It includes shops, cinema and theater halls, art galleries, exhibition halls, pubs, discos and cafes.
Istiklal Street, the beating heart of Istanbul.
So one of the favorite places in Istanbul is of course the Beyoğlu area, and this is Istiklal Street.
Now we're gonna tune into Istiklal Street, the beating heart of Istanbul. Every city has a heart, and definitely Istanbul's beating heart is Istiklal Street. This street is located in the middle of a 1,000-year-old history. It has hosted people from hundreds of nationalities. It has kept a part of a culture of these nations for hundreds of years. Today, this street is one of the first places that domestic and foreign tourists visit when they come to Istanbul. It contains dozens of local and global brands and historical monuments with different cultures and also different embassies, for example, Russian, Swedish, Dutch, and others.
We're on the main street of Istiklal. Here is the Russian embassy. Check it out.
It also has a fantastic, tasty places for unforgettable street delicacies and tremendous atmosphere all throughout the Istiklal Street from the beginning till the end. At the beginning of the 19th century, Beyoğlu was kind of a cottage and suburb of Galata. The complete shaping of the street was in the second half of the 19th century. In the 20th century, this street, which took the name of Istiklal Street with the proclamation of the Turkish Republic, lived its golden age in this period and had a significant period with its hotels, patisseries, cafes, restaurants, cinemas, theaters and great lifestyle. The cultures of the White Russians who came to the area with the October Revolution of 1917 created an extraordinary period here. In the first quarter of the 20th century, it was a place where people from many nationalities spoke their language and brought their culture. Turkification and tax policies carried out have resulted in the migration of other nations from the region. In the 60s, 70s, 80s and even 90s, Istiklal Street lost its soul. Restorations and cleanings in the early 90s raised Istiklal Avenue again. Next location that I definitely suggest you to visit on your few day stay in Istanbul is Sultanahmet area. And here are some of the Sultanahmet attractions in Istanbul. So many travelers and tourists, both novice and experienced, arrive in Istanbul to see the Sultanahmet attractions and the iconic landmarks. The city's reputation as a major hub of business, trade, finance, education, and tourism is already firmly guaranteed. However, the Sultanahmet area is more ingrained in the timeline of the globe thanks to its great past as the capital ruling center of both Ottoman and Byzantine empires. It is important for the first-time visitors to understand the significance of this. From the buildings within this district, emperors and sultans made decisions that shaped events around the world and determined the course of history. The easiest way to understand and appreciate its global influence is to visit the tourist attractions, of which all are timeless buildings and landmarks. Whether you like history or not, you're gonna get impressed, so get ready. In the Sultanahmet, Blue Mosque is definitely something you have to see and visit. It is also called Sultanahmet Cami, the Blue Mosque. So the Blue Mosque is a good place to start the tour because, as well as being a highly respected historical attraction, it also portrays the current day life for Muslims in Turkey's largest city. Open to everyone outside of prayer time, this is the 17th century mosque, and it is an iconic landmark reflecting the brilliance of the Ottoman architecture. One of the world's greatest buildings, Hagia Sophia, is right across the Blue Mosque. It was once the largest domed building in the world and functioned as a church and mosque before becoming a museum during the 1930s, but it has recently turned back to become a mosque, but also as a museum open for visitors. Although the building itself is an architectural wonder, it is the Islamic plaque, calligraphy, and Christian mosaic sitting within the same walls that are prized gems. You can enjoy it from outside or from the inside. The tickets lately has been risen highly. The ticket is around $25, 25 euros to enter per person. So if you visited more museums than few, then think about buying the Istanbul special museum cards. Entrance to many places is included in that price because, for example, another place that we're gonna mention, Topkapı, alone costs 50 euros per person. Yes, you heard me right. And that's exactly where we're gonna go next. Topkapı Palace, home of the Ottoman Sultans. If you have toured and above 2 attractions so far, it is time for a lunch or break because the marvelous Topkapı Palace should be slowly appreciated and you should definitely spend a lot of time inside. It was commissioned when the Ottomans invaded Constantinople. The building includes various displays including clothing and jewelry owned by the sultans. The most talked about section though is the harem, where wives and concubines spend their days. In Sultanahmet region area, there's also Istanbul Archaeology Museums. 3 separate sections hold thousands of artifacts forming one of the world's best collections, reflecting the history of the world and the crisscross influence of various civilizations. It is within walking distance of Topkapı Palace and Gülhane Park. And yes, this Gülhane Park is definitely one place where you should also spend time and walk all the way, all through the park towards the Bosphorus embankment and look at the Beyoğlu across the Bosphorus and the Asian side. It's a beautiful place for you to visit, and it's free. So there's also a lot of other museums that you can visit in the area, but we're not gonna spend more time on the Sultanahmet because it's just filled with these places. And what am I talking about? Just open your map and go wherever you have time to, and money to. Right, this is across the Galata, and here we can see some hanım köpeci, basically some donut with syrup, very basic. I didn't try that one. But here's across the Galata, here's an excellent place where you can try some Balik ekmek, which is a fish sandwich. Very simple, very affordable. And a lot of people are shouting, trying to get you in. They're trying to, they sell the same thing basically. But we chose the one who wasn't like trying to grab us. And basically, Balik, you should try it, and if you like it, go even a few times during your trip and eat there. It's very affordable. It's like around a couple of bucks, I think, if I remember correctly. Drink is separate, maybe €1, $1 if you want. But I love the Turkish lemonade.
Excellent fish sandwich. €2.
Lots of, by the way, onion inside as well. No sauces, no nothing.
This, guys, is Arasta Bazaar, right next to, close to Sultanahmet and the Blue Mosque.
Next place we're going to is Ortaköy, one of the places that you must visit while being in Istanbul. So, not located too far away from the very center, the Beyoğlu and the Sultanahmet, you can go to Ortaköy by public transport and maybe taxi. But don't do like we did and travel there on the special holidays, because it was packed and the traffic just wasn't moving, so we had a rough time getting there. So Ortaköy neighborhood is a part of Beşiktaş district and sits on Istanbul's European shore, giving visitors unforgettable views of the Bosphorus Strait. I think one of the best views of Bosphorus Strait, I might add. Despite being slightly further away from the city's main tourist attractions, mostly located in the Sultanahmet and Taksim Square area, it's worth taking a tram or a bus to discover an area that's constantly reinventing itself and is a popular destination for international and Turkish visitors and tourists. So the place is constantly reinventing itself, it's changing from enclave for artists, students and bohemians to a place with a cosmopolitan air that fascinates tourists and locals. Beşiktaş is also an area where younger people hang around, so it's a cool nightlife there, but it's definitely upscale area. A good way to explore the area is to take the tram to Kabataş station, where is a beautiful, recently built viewpoint to the Bosphorus Strait. So it's definitely one of the places you should arrive to and enjoy the view before continuing on. So arriving to Kabataş station, and then you can walk alongside the strait to Ortaköy. That's gonna take you a little while though. This gives you a chance to admire the monument of Dolmabahçe Palaces, seat of the Ottoman Empire ever since Sultan Abdülmecit decided that Topkapı Palace wasn't comfortable enough, nor was Çirajan Palace, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, today's luxurious 5-star hotel. The heart of Ortaköy is a lovely quay just 10 minutes on foot from Çirajan Palace. The quay has wonderful views of Misidi's Mosque, popularly known as Ortaköy Mosque, colossal Boğaz Köprüsü Bridge, which is 1,074 meters in length and was the first to connect Istanbul's European and Asian shores, and Beylerbeyi Palace, built on the orders of Sultan Murat III as his summer residence. The mosque isn't as famous as other religious buildings in the city, such as Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque, but offers travelers one of the most beautiful images of the Istanbul because it seems to float on platform above the waters of Bosphorus. Built in 19th century, its architecture features neo-baroque and neoclassical elements. The building's exterior has an elegant dome and pair of minarets that soar towards the skies, while the interior is decorated with several glass chandeliers that illuminate the space together with light from the large east-facing windows. You can also, by the way, take a Bosphorus cruise from
the next area of the next, well, a small port area next to the mosque. The prices in April were, I think it was 300 for 1 hour and a half cruise, which means like around $10. If you want to enjoy Ortaköy neighborhood in a larger way, the best time to visit is Sunday morning when its streets are liveliest thanks to its busy street market, or any day at sunset. In this corner of the city, on the European shore of Bosphorus, you can enjoy one of the most spectacular sunset in Istanbul, for sure. Alright, now we're at Kadiköy line. We're gonna go to European side. You can easily travel with a metro card or Istanbul card. We're gonna go by ferry. You can also travel to Asian side by Marmaray, but we decided to see this beautiful boat cruise all across the Bosphorus. Get ready for views from the boat.
Kadiköy is a great place to shop for unique and interesting souvenirs as well as trendy fashion and accessories. Yes, clothing stores is one of the places you definitely should visit and shop at while being in Kadiköy.
We're trying to get a good seats outside. And we made it. Olya did it.
Kadiköy is one of the most beautiful tourist areas located within Istanbul, the Asian side, where are the many gardens, tourist places, parks and resorts, especially on the beautiful coast of Marmara Sea. Kadiköy is also rich in ancient historical tourist areas, where Kadiköy was home to many civilizations, religions and people from diverse cultural backgrounds, including the Byzantines, the Romans, the Seljuks and the Ottomans. So there are many churches, temples, mosques and many historical monuments. The general style of living in Kadiköy at the moment is European despite being on the Asian side, and the population density in Kadiköy is more than 500,000 people.
And we are now reaching Asia.
The Ortaköy Bazaar is a popular destination for clothing, jewelry and handicrafts, while the surrounding streets offer a range of boutique shops and vintage stores. Additionally, Bahari Avenue is home to many popular high-end retailers and department stores.
Kadiköy, Asian side.
So where is Kadiköy located? Well, Kadiköy is located in the state of Istanbul within the Asian side. Kadiköy overlooks the Marmara Sea from the south and is surrounded by areas of Üsküdar to the north, Adasehir and Maltepe. Kadiköy is close to Fatih, Şişli, Beyoğlu and Beşiktaş, although being across the Bosphorus. Kadiköy is one of the largest municipalities of Istanbul with an area about 41 kilometers. Kadiköy is a bustling district located on the Asian side of Istanbul, Turkey. It's a lively neighborhood with cultural landmarks, delicious food and fascinating sights. If you're planning a trip to Istanbul, you definitely should visit Kadiköy. So some of the landmarks to see in Kadiköy. Here are some of the important things you should check out if you have a longer time in Kadiköy. So one of the most famous landmarks in Kadiköy is the Maiden's Tower, Kız Kulesi. This tower sits on a small island just off the coast of the neighborhood and is steeped in legends and myths. According to one story, a king was told that his daughter would die on her 18th birthday from a snake bite. To prevent this, he had the tower built on the island and sent her there for protection. On her 18th birthday, he brought her a basket of fruit as a gift, but a snake was hiding inside and bit her, causing her death. Kadiköy has great markets to visit and actually very nice affordable selection of different varieties of products. So no trip to Kadiköy would be complete without a proper visit to its bustling markets. The most famous is the Kadiköy market, which takes place every Tuesday and is a great place to buy fresh produce, spices and handmade goods. The Moda Market, which takes place on Sundays, is also worth checking out for its selection of vintage clothing, antiques and handmade jewelry.
Just look at this, how the cat is just sitting by the restaurant table across the street. Let me zoom in right as soon as the people clear off.
Kadiköy Fish Market is a bustling and vibrant marketplace located on the Asian side of Istanbul, Turkey. The market is a hub for fresh seafood with a wide variety of fish, shellfish and other seafood products available for purchase.
I gotta say, my favorite place in Istanbul is Asian side, better prices, I don't know, more even European, by the way. A lot of traffic, I mean people traffic, you know, still a lot of space, enough space for you. Very different to Beyoğlu and the European side.
There are also numerous restaurants and cafes located in the surrounding area, making a great place to enjoy the meal or a snack while taking in the sights and sounds. And Kadiköy in general, around the Moda area, has lots of, well, market type shops everywhere, no matter where you go, especially on the main street. So there's a lot of things to be bought, like nice cafes to visit and bars, and people are very European-ish like, which is kind of a weird thing since we are on the Asian side, right? So other activities to do in Kadiköy, in addition to its landmarks, mosques, churches and markets, Kadiköy has plenty of other activities for tourists to enjoy. Take a stroll along the Kadiköy pier to enjoy stunning views of Bosphorus Strait, or head to the Kadiköy Iskelesi Square to watch street performers and musicians. Another popular landmark is Haydarpaşa train station. This historic train station was built in the early 20th century and served as the gateway to Istanbul from Asia side. It's a beautiful example of neoclassical architecture and it has used as a backdrop for many movies and TV shows. One of the best ways to experience the neighborhood is by walking around and exploring its narrow streets and alleyways. That's what I did with my wife. You'll come across small shops selling handmade goods and traditional Turkish sweets, as well as street vendors offering snacks like simit. It's a type of bread with a sesame seeds, but make sure to get a fresh one. And between you and me, you get a better choice to get a fresh one from Kadiköy than in the touristic area across the Bosphorus. That's my opinion.
Beautiful cats are everywhere in Istanbul, check it out. So we actually bought something for our local cats nearby our hotel from this pet shop in the Asian side. So we bought this type of, so they can, you know, sit on it and what's the word? Use their claws on it. And by the way, check the detail. It's a cat drinking coffee. Now the sea at the Asian side.
In this part over here, we are in the Topkapı Park. I'm not sure that I pronounce it correctly, but it means child park. Kadiköy has lots of beautiful parks and lots of beautiful embankment to walk on the pier.
Simply amazing. Right there in the back, you can see the European side. That's the, I think, might be Sultanahmet and Hagia Sophia.
For example, one of those great places nearby is Yeni Park. It's a popular spot for families with its playgrounds, picnic areas and walking paths. There's also Moda Sahili Park located along the Bosphorus. It offers stunning views of the water and is a great place to take a leisurely stroll. If you're down to some shopping in Kadiköy, foodies will also love Kadiköy for its delicious cuisine. The neighborhood is known for its fresh seafood and meze. Be sure to try the Balik ekmek, which actually also can be tasted across the Bosphorus. That's where I ate my Balik ekmek. It's a fish sandwich. You can try Balik ekmek at one of the many street vendors. Head to one of the local restaurants for a traditional Turkish dinner. Alright, I think it's time for us to get back across the Bosphorus because, well, I actually live on the European side, just like many of you tourists and visitors do. Let's go back to the boat, to the ferry. The ferry costs like a couple of euros, and just enjoy the beautiful Bosphorus views.
Alright guys, this is West to East Quest Igor expanding to new locations around the world. This is something that I really love. Guys, if you enjoyed the Istanbul guide, please push likes. This is something that I do with a big heart. And of course, if you want to support the channel, become a member as well. So guys, see you in the next video. This is Igor, foreigners traveling to the world. Bye bye.